Okay, so in this particular session, we are going to discuss one of the question from 2019 computer system paper of BIT UCSC. So what we are going to discuss is the question number 7, right? So the question number 7 is something related to binary fractions. So the question says, what is the binary value of decimal number 11 upon 64, right? So they have given 5 answers. We want to figure it out which one is the correct one. Okay, so let's see how to do that. I have just copied this to a whiteboard, and let's see how to do that. So let's before doing that, let's see the theory behind this question. So we know that we can have binary fractions like this 110 point 101, something like this, and we know that this is the whole number part, this is the fraction part. Basically this is 2 to the power zeros, this is 2 to the power ones, this is 2 to the power 2, or in other words these are ones, twos, fours. That is the basic, right? And here this is 2 to the power minus 1 or half, this is 2 to the power minus 2s or 1 over 4, 1 quarter, this is 2 to the power minus 3 or 1/8, right? So that is how we calculate. So if you want to find out what is this 101, that is half plus no 1/4 plus 1/8, that is a number. If you go into the decimals, that will be 0.5 plus this is 0.25, this is 0.125, that will be 0.725. Of course the whole number part we have to calculate separate. It will be 4 plus 2 is 6. The answer will be 6.725. So that is just the theory behind the binary numbers, especially the decimal fractions. Now let's do this question. Okay, so this question we can do it in a very systematic, there's a systematic approach to tackle these kind of questions. I will explain the approach. So once you understand the approach, you can do any of these kind of questions that will be appearing in the future papers. Okay, so our question is 11 divided by 64. 11 divided by 64, what is the binary value? Okay, so this is definitely a fraction, there is no whole number part because this value is less than 64. Okay, so therefore we can just write it like this, 0 point, if you take the next fraction parts, this will be half, next fraction part will be 1 divided by 4, the third fraction will be 1 divided by 8, then 1 divided by 16, 1 divided by 32, and 1 divided by 64, right? So now our fraction is left divided by 64, therefore we can stop at this point because we reached the 64. Then what you are going to do is, when you are doing this kind of question, if the fraction is denominator is 64, what you are going to do is, we stop at 64, then we are going to convert each and every one of these fraction to fraction 7 denominator of 64. Anyway, this is already 1 divided by 64, this one will be 2 divided by 64, this one will be 4 divided by 64, 8 divided by 64, 16 divided by 64, and this one is going to be 32 divided by 64, right? Right, now what we are going to do is, this is the tactic we use. Now we look at the numerator. So the numerator is 11. Here we have to process from left to right. Here the numerator is 32, which is bigger than 11. Therefore this is going to be 0, right? Then we are going to look at the second one, 16. Still 16 is bigger than 11. Therefore this is also going to be 0, right? Now we have 8. Now 8 is smaller than 11. Therefore we are going to have one of this value. That means we are going to have 8 divided by 64 fraction in our binary value, right? So now we have used 8 divided by 64. Originally there was 11 divided by 64. Therefore we want to find the remainder. 11 divided by 64. We have used 8 divided by 64, which is 3 divided by 64, right? 3 divided by 64. Now we are not going to look at this one. Now we are going to look at this remainder. and we are going to keep moving rightwards. So now we have 4 divided by 64, but 4 divided by 64 is bigger than 3 divided by 64, therefore this is going to be 0, right? Next we have 2 divided by 64, and now 2 is smaller than 3, we are going to have one of it, right? Now again we have to subtract. Now 3 divided by 64 minus, now we have reduced 2 divided by 64, which is 1 divided by 64. Now again we have to keep doing the same thing. Look at this. Yes, 1 divided by 64. Yes, we need 1 divided by 64. It is going to be 1. Then 1 divided by 64 minus 1 divided by 64 is 0. That means we can stop it, right? So the answer is, so anyway there are no whole number parts. So therefore answer is 0.001011. So answer is 001011. Answer is D. Okay, so I hope you got the point. Okay, thank you.